I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here up in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to Whatever It's Live on Woodwardsports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spin Mo Rax with a broken back. We got Nicholas Kohloff, Chris, the young, and Caleb, the colorblind. Smash that like button,
Chris,
be your friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Apologize if the date was wrong.
Idiot.
Chris, Chris got the highest in his life.
I said that, but you never listened to me.
You said what?
It's right now.
Is what's right now?
I don't know.
Your mic's not in front of you.
You guys made a big scene about it, but it's right.
No, it isn't.
Chris,
Yes, it is.
Tuesday,
are you
August
suffering
20th.
from a few headaches? Or not headaches, but a few little... What do you call a marijuana hangover? Is there like a...
Panic attack?
No. Just hazy? Anybody else wake up like that after last night?
I don't
Not
think.
after last night, but when I used to smoke, it was quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, I woke up fucking... Just trying to grab back on a reality there for a minute.
I would say slumped.
Yeah, but I feel like slumps like when you're actually like high. But I mean, that's kind of right though. Still, it took me a while to shake it off from yesterday. I guess to put you that way. Lots of smoking, lots of partaking, multiple different products. I actually brought one today for pregame show, but it being a little late. Shout out to Scotty from Questionable Teas. What's up, man? You all right?
No.
What's wrong, Spenny?
Dude.
No.
Smoke?
Johnny looks like a little kid that didn't get his nap in
No,
right now.
My fucking back and my neck, I can barely move.
You think you're holding
Shit
that
hurts
shit?
really bad.
You could use some marijuana products.
No, thank you.
It'll just hurt. Suffer in pain.
Got the
We got a
Jordan
big show
flu
for you
game.
guys, Dan Campbell spoke with the media this morning. Detroit Lions, I mean, first and foremost, and we're going to get a whole topic on this one, but Penei Sewell injured his lower leg. We were not sure of the details in terms of what it is, how long he's out, but they did remove his shoe. Before putting it back on, he walked himself gingerly to the locker room.
What the
What are you laughing at?
I can't say. I'll send it to you. Just look at it during break.
All right, deal. Chris, did you download the video of Dana White?
I did download the video of Dana White.
You did not, you said?
I did.
So Tuesday is Dana White's Contender Series. That's when he has like his own, they'll grab people for regional scenes and they'll fight each other for a UFC contract. But lately, Dana's kind of been like, not going viral, but he's been like a viral meme from MMA fans because he glazes John Jones. It could be a conversation completely separate of John Jones, and then he somehow turns the conversation to John Jones and how great he is. And last night he addressed the internet memes.
And for anybody who thinks, I know the whole internet, oh, John Jones, he's fucking, that I'm up John Jones' ass. These are fucking facts. Facts. And since everybody has been such douchebags about this, I'm coming out with a nice little punch in the face for all you fuckers that think that John Jones is the greatest of all time. Whatever your beef is with John Jones, knock yourself out. There is no way in hell that John Jones doesn't want to fight Aspinall. That I guarantee you. John Jones will fight everybody. John Jones was absolutely positive. He wanted Francis. You saw what happened with Cyril Gahn. He will tell you, like he told us, that he would do the same thing to Francis Ngannou. He wanted that fight so bad.
He responds to the glazing of John Jones by glazing John Jones.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Someone's got to make a cut of like...
I appreciate you, Unky Dana, standing on business.
Yeah, he's John Jones glazer for sure.
The GOAT.
I guess they're not in hot
It's
water.
like saying glazing Michael Jordan. Is that what it is? Is it glazing LeBron? Is it glazing,
Can we be on? I mean...
Messi?
Is John Jones revered as great as those guys?
Per his respective sport, yes. He is the greatest of all time.
I don't know.
He just said it.
Yeah, him.
The owner of the company.
That's fine. He's a John Jones glazer.
And pretty much every
he responded to his John
show
Jones glazing accusations by glazing John Jones. There's just more questions.
Let me hit that.
I'll ask you this: has Michael Jordan ever been suspended from PEDs?
He got kicked out of the league for something. Had to
Yeah,
go to
kicked out of the
baseball.
He retired. Has LeBron James ever been suspended for PEDs?
No, but we all know he's doing them.
Like
That's not
it's
even a
just
joke
different.
at this point. Like, everybody knows Brown's on something.
I don't know, bro.
There's no way he's still that.
But I mean, what's the excuse for everybody else?
What?
What's the excuse for everybody else? What's the excuse for Melo? They're boys. Think LeBron's not put them on the sauce?
Yeah. He doesn't want to give his opponents a competitive advantage.
I mean, Melo's at the point where it wasn't even a competitive advantage. He just needed a job. No offense, Mel, but he just needed an NBA job, I should say, like, to play on a team.
He didn't need a job.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's substances making that guy great.
Definitely.
But with John Jones, there's been that history. I don't know. I respect John Jones had this story been written differently. You know, I mean, I don't like the fact that it's been 2001, the end of or 2022, 2022. His fight against Sirgan.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. And you've even said it yourself too. You want to see him fight Aspinall
I do.
rather than Stipe. No disrespect to Stipe, but we know how that sport goes. You sent something in about Chick-fil-A.
2023 is when he fought Cyril Gane. March 4th, 2023.
2023. So a little over a year. But Chick-fil-A, did you put that in there?
Yeah, really, really cool new service that Chick-fil-A is bringing out. In case you guys missed it, Chick-fil-A is starting a new streaming platform. Plan is to launch a slate of TV shows. There's also talks of doing animated projects. So, Chick-fil-A Plus coming to a streaming service near you. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's Chick-fil-A and Slay. I mean, that's what it is now. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be the new one.
Chick-fil-A LA.
Would you watch it on Sundays in spite? Do you think it's blacked out on Sundays?
Oh,
Yes.
that's a
That's
good
a
question.
great question.
That'd
Yeah.
be brilliant.
That's the best question.
Roast
Like it has to be, right? That's their whole thing.
That's
Yeah.
that's
It's
that's
the,
such
it's
a
the Lord's
random,
chicken.
such a random jump from fast
think it's gonna
food to
be-
entertainment.
You think it's gonna be a lot of like Bible thumping shows? Like
It's going to be
Christ
Jesus
Superstar
propaganda
or
for
something?
sure.
Yeah.
Remember those? You ever watch Veggie Tales? I think it was.
VeggieTales, yeah.
Maybe they bring the Veggie Tales back. You know.
They're
Yeah,
gonna do
that'd
like
be lit.
some Wallace and Gromit shit. Didn't they do one where they like save chickens or something?
Yeah, but does
Yeah.
does Chick-fil-A have a mascot?
I think it's the cows.
The cow's the mascot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eat more chicken. I think he spells it CHKN too.
What's that movie with the not movie? It's like a show with the
Back to the barnyard.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Bring that back.
It's a banger, dude.
That's Nickelodeon. I
that.
think.
Yeah, it was a movie first.
What show was that?
It was Barnyard was the show, was the movie, and then the show was Back to the Barn.
Back to
Cow
the-
farm. You're gonna find cows outside. That's a great show. Like, and that's a great movie. I would be down if they brought Back to the Barnyard back.
Oh, I remember that one.
What if they made a total left and brought back like Celebrity Deathmatch or something? Or like Ed and Eddie, just something wild.
I think it's gonna be a lot of Jesus shows.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be Christian Network,
for sure.
Chick-fil-A.
Probably so. Yeah, because you can't.
I watched them make a damn good chicken sandwich.
That's
And
very
they got the
true.
best customer service in the game. Like I understand the extracurricular shit
What extracurricular shit?
that they hate gay people, but like
Do they hate gay people?
Yeah.
Or they're just not open on Sundays?
I think it's both.
Oh, they definitely don't like
They
him.
definitely don't
What,
like.
what I miss?
They're
Not
not,
a
a
fan.
fan of the gays.
Yeah.
Like,
They just don't have them hired or
They
what?
follow the
Chick-fil-A,
Bible.
Yeah, they're super Bible thumpers. But homophobia aside, they make a damn good chicken sandwich.
I actually know. I guess she's bi.
Who?
What were you gonna say?
I know a gay person that works for
I know
Chick-fil-A.
a gay.
Oh, I know one.
She loves
gay.
Chick-fil-A.
Congratulations.
Dude, my neighbor's dog's gay.
I have gay friends. Yeah.
He's humping the other boy dog all the time.
No, Chick-fil-A is good stuff, dude. They got like 50 people working there at one time. Their labor must be through the roof. Like I don't understand how that works, but
Phenomenal.
the sweet tea lemonade combination, they call it like a sunrise or something.
The John Daly.
Man, that shit is chronic. The mac and cheese is good. I fuck with Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Maybe not everything they stand for, but they make some good food.
I mean, their food stood the test of the rainbow.
Stood the test of gay for sure, dude.
They survived the rainbow squad,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Detroit Lions drafted a guy, and obviously I have high hopes for him. We spoke on it before. I call him like the new Bruno Mars. Sione Vaki. Did you hear him sing at the press conference? Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
I don't know who asked him. It was one of the female reporters. Did you grab that clip?
Yeah.
Let's run that.
Yeah.
You sing better than any of us. Anyway,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I'll do a little something. Fair east side, by thy side will stand and always praise thy name. Praise thy name, praise thy name to heaven. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's clapping for himself. What a douche. Yeah, I just killed it. See, guys like him piss me off.
He's a
Vaki,
Detroit Lion.
I know, but like you gotta just have everything. You gotta be an elite, top tier, 1% athlete and the voice of a fucking angel. Like you piece of shit.
It's truly unfair.
Why can't I be good at something? This guy's good at everything he does.
Well, the other part of it too, like he's super. Talking about Bible thumpers. It's
Yeah, he was singing a Bible song.
He went on a mission
Chick-fil-A
too. I'm pretty sure. He took a year off of football to go out to a couple
No,
countries.
that's
For the good word.
obviously all jokes, but honestly, it does kind of piss me off. But, no, it's
Honestly, it's all jokes. It really does piss
honestly,
me off.
all jokes. He's I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm excited to see him play for the Lions this year. But it does piss me off that like some people are just so favored by the Lord's chicken, and other people, like let alone did God make him a top 1% athlete, He gave him the voice of an angel. Yeah. Like. Dude's probably a mathematician too, and probably has a 12-foot schlong. Like,
all right,
guys just got everything.
And helps at the local shelter on weekends. Yeah. Like, dude, it's just
It's truly unfair.
It really is.
Yeah. Only you would turn that into a dick conversation.
I mean, he's got to have something wrong with him, right? So maybe he's got a little pecker, but I doubt it.
Oh man. Sony Vaki's the man. We got our version of Bruno Mars, I guess. The only thing is, we can't have a bad season with him now. I don't want that to be replicated and sent to us by a Bears fan or Vikings fan after their bad game or slip up like that. That's the only part I don't like about it. Just the trolls. I don't want them to get a hold of it.
There's nothing to troll about that, though. He's just a good singer. Yeah. Like, it's not like he tried to sing and he sucks. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
Did you see...
It's almost like... I don't know, dude. If something bad happens...
They're gonna do something.
Yeah. Chicago fans will be posted everywhere. Yeah. So this guy's not worried about playing football. He's trying to be fucking Bruno Mars.
You see...
something's got to be wrong with him. Probably a tiny slump.
Like
yeah. He's probably got a tiny pecker. Did you see Kyle Kuzma set himself up? He tweeted, like, I love Hong Kong. And then just, like... He's like, yeah, go ahead and use this whenever you want. He goes like, he has like a 20% shooting night. Somebody's gonna post that for sure. Kirill or Chinese, buddy. It's gonna
be. Some jokes write themselves, man.
Cue Ball 93 says he delivered babies in Kenya. Sure he did.
He probably is a part-time doctor.
He probably pulled somebody out of a burning building too. Like the guy's just a superhero and has the voice of an angel, I guess. God damn it. I'm gonna be his number one hater now.
Total side note,
like he's tan, but he's not black. Yeah. He gets everything.
Total side note, but related. That's how I felt about Chance in like 2015 when he had like the perfect image and he saved a dude from a burning car. I'm like, come on.
Chance saved a guy from a burning car?
Yeah, he did.
He probably lit the fire himself.
Yeah, it was like right before his album came out too.
Set the car on fire.
He called paparazzi himself. Yeah. Chance the Rapper is saving a guy from a car. Poor guy.
My neck hurts.
Let him cook. Should have smoked this home. All right. Let me tell you guys Mark White. Whether you're buying or selling a home, Mark White will get you right. Give him a call today or visit him at his website, MikeWhiteSells.com, or give him a call at 248-290-8242. Again, that's 248-290-8242.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Boys, men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insight with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
What?
As the rappers help himself out of a burning car.
I was so happy his album flopped. I was like, finally.
You're a piece of shit.
Gonna root for him.
He's a great guy. I don't know, but I feel like he is. Welcome back.
He loves his wife.
To Woodward Heavyweights.
Not anymore.
Live on Woodward Sports. Really?
Yeah,
They're divorced.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hate my wife.
That's why his next album's about to slap.
I'm not gonna lie, she had a strong jawline.
She take all his money?
Like that one girl?
I don't know. No, hers with the chin.
Oh, yeah.
Her Chance the Rapper's wife. We'll get up at some point. Either way. Football, as my boy Nick likes to say. Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. Hit that like button, be a friend, tell a friend. The breaking news of the day today was Penei Sewell leaving practice early. I believe it's like the third play from scrimmage, or they're having a scrimmage. They came out at halftime or something like that. And then, yeah, it was full contact. It was the starter's last day to kind of be physical, and Penei Sewell
No, God,
foot,
please,
ankle.
no,
Again, there's no
no.
specific reports. We won't hear from the team until Saturday after the game. That's more than likely the time. Like, we'll get answers on that one. There's no media tomorrow, no media the following day. Reactions, I mean, not good. Not good.
Yeah, not great, Bob. Like, I'd rather have him not be injured than be injured. It hopefully is nothing too serious. Hopefully it's just, a stub toe or a rolled ankle or a little butterfly kiss. So he'll be back for week 1 because he is the best player in football. So losing him on a team would be extremely devastating, especially our tackle position is not the deepest when you look at guys behind Penei Sewell. So hopefully he doesn't have to miss any serious time for the Detroit Lions. But we won't know. Nobody knows what the injury is. It hasn't been stated. It did say he was, walking off. He limped off the field, which is a good sign.
He's so much of a beast, though. Is that, like, I expected that whether it's good or bad.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I'm
a
saying?
torn meniscus. He's just going to walk off.
Yeah, he's a monster human being that, like, either way, that doesn't mean anything to me because he's nasty like that. He's a beast like that. If you guys curious who would have taken his place or who it looks like takes his place in that situation, it was Colby Sorsdale as of today. I'm assuming, though, because he hasn't looked great at all in this situation where Penei has to miss a game or two, we're for sure trading or signing somebody, in my opinion. But I guess initial reaction to the injury, I don't want to speculate anything like that too early.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Penei Sewell is the heart of this team, no doubt in my mind. And we know for Jared Goff to succeed, he needs a great offensive line in front of him. But with that being said, no matter what, I don't care that we have Super Bowl expectations this season. No matter what, you do not rush Penei Sewell back. You let this injury heal. First things first. You definitely do not rush him back and put him in a spot where he can re-aggravate it again, and this is a lingering injury throughout his career. Penei Sewell is an absolute beast. He's going to fight to get back ASAP, but even if, worst comes worst, he's not there week 1 against Jared versus the rookie and the Rams, I'm okay with it. I still like our odds in that game, and just no matter what, do not let this be an affecting, long-lasting injury for Penei Sewell by rushing him back.
Yeah, I just read somewhere 200 likes in this live stream, and Dr. Pierce will fix him, like, right away.
Can you fix me, too?
You're fucked.
No.
You're not a millionaire.
No, he did check me out, though.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's here today.
Well, you said it.
He
checked me out.
He said he got to put you down, kid.
What'd he say?
He said it was probably just a pulled muscle or something in my back.
Yeah.
Just stretched. Fury on Burns! Yeah. He elbowed me in the back of the neck. No, he said I should be fine. But,
does it hurt when I do this? Punches you right in the middle of the back.
Yeah. Does it hurt when I do this? No, he did, like, grab my shoulders. He's like, you're a dick back here. I was like, oh, fuck, man. That shit hurt. But, hopefully Penei Sewell's all right. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, like we said, man. You know, hopefully, worst case, a broken toe, he would thug through that, or a rolled ankle, something like that. Nothing that he's gonna have to miss multiple weeks for. That would be pretty bad.
Caleb?
Yeah, this is. I mean, obviously, you don't want anybody to get hurt. But this is kind of the one name I was praying I wouldn't see come up on an injury report, just because. I mean, we talked about Frank Ragnow in the past about him being, a needle mover and him moving, Vegas lines. Yeah. Sewell is the exact same way. He's a needle mover for the Lions. He's one of the main reasons we're Super Bowl contenders. So, yeah, not a name I wanted to see get, put on the injury report. Like Nick said, don't rush him back because we need him, come playoff time, and he's going to be the reason we win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It sucks, too, because it's a foot. Foot injury sucks for anybody, but especially I feel like an offensive lineman. You're anchoring down, driving off of it. Like I said, man, I mean, hopefully it's something that if at the worst it's 1 or 2 weeks, and that's your exact time frame until you face the Rams. So, I mean, I'm praying he'll be good by then. I think it's a good sign to hear that they put the shoe on. That means it wasn't too swollen to, have done that. Most cases are bad situations that things getting cut off and remaining off. Chris?
Yeah. And I know everybody hates that the schedule broke this way, and we don't expect it to be that with Penei's injury, but just something to monitor in particular is that could be a benefit for the Lions. That could actually work in their favor, that they do have that early bye week in the season. If they have somebody that has that substantial injury that makes them miss multiple weeks early on in the season, that could definitely help, because that stretch in the middle after the bye week gets pretty damn tough for the Lions. So it is a blessing, but hopefully again in this situation it probably doesn't apply.
Yeah, and real quick too, I know I mentioned that Kobe Soros was the one taking the reps after he went down. I'm assuming that would typically be Dan Skipper had he not hurt himself in that Chiefs game. I believe he's dealing with an ankle issue. So.
Just the injuries all over the place, man. At least it's been little nagging stuff. It hasn't been anything serious.
I mean, the Vikings, man, they've had the worst.
They've had it the worst for sure. They've gotten hit with some real serious injuries. Luckily, the Lions have been able to avoid that. So hopefully this is another part of that. Like we were all nervous about Gibbs and nervous about Arnold and Raxter, and they were all fine. So hopefully this is a similar thing where, like I said, Penei just twisted his ankle or something.
Remember, let's flash back to Hard Knocks when Dan Campbell said it, and we brought it up as a concern when Dan Campbell talked about, you got to trust me with how hard I push you guys in practice. And if you look at the last couple of years, the team has been relatively healthy going into that final stretch of the season. And so, maybe these nagging injuries and stuff, this is kind of working out the kinks. So like you guys said, they can have sustained success. Their bodies can be built to last a very long season. So I think that's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, it's just tough because what do you do? Because I mean, like Chris brought up Hard Knocks. He did mention we're gonna work this hard now because when it's week 10, your body's not gonna be able to handle it if you're not used to it. You know what I mean? So you gotta hit, you gotta go full speed, but it's I just want it to end. I have anxiety every day about it that I'm just gonna see someone else pop up.
You can't change what got you there. And this is what got them there last year. This is the same thing they did last year, just as hard as they went in camp last year. So you're not just going to change that. And this is football. People do get injured. We were lucky enough to avoid any really major injuries last year, except for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Emmanuel Mosley. But it's what's going to happen in football. People are going to get injured. You're not just going to be able to avoid it consistently throughout a run. You just got to pray that it's not serious and you're back sooner than later.
Speaking of injuries, just real quick update too. Still no Gibbs, no Laporta, no Terrion Arnold, and no Kevin Zeitler. But again, Dan Campbell spoke on that yesterday. We didn't have the clips for it because we were remote, but they're expecting a lot of those guys to return to practice next week. Even DJ Reader in limited capacity. Don't want anyone to get jump the gun on that one. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see. I think one telltale sign, because again, there's no media out of the Detroit Lions camp until Saturday when they play the game at 1 o'clock. Well, I guess after the pregame or postgame. But maybe if they make any type of corresponding move on the roster, as in acquiring maybe another left tackle, right tackle, whatever it may be, I think that would be a telltale sign of what the situation is too. Because Penei Sewell wasn't going to play this game either. So if they grab someone, it's not just to fill reps. It means more. But I'm not freaking out. This is official news. And typically if it's something like that, you would have heard by now about Adam Schefter or somebody else like, oh, it's this, it's that. It was serious injuries. Like, it's announced. There's no beating around the bush. This one, either still checking it out or it's not nothing serious. But it is the news of the day, so we got to cover it.
Yep.
Exactly. DNC thinks I'm like preaching fear here. I know sometimes I like to overreact, microwave obviously, but this is not a situation where I am overreacting. All I'm saying is you gave him the bag, this offseason, which he deserved. He's going to be the future, that keeps this offensive line stable for the next 10 years. We talked about gold jackets already for this guy. Like, you just don't want to rush him back. That's all I wanted to, kind of nail down.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you got it, man. We go to a break. We have Ted Nguyen from The Athletic joining the show a little bit later today, probably around the 6 o'clock hour. Break it down the NFC North. We'll be able to take our bias out of it, see what the rest of the world's thinking about it. But first, tell us about that pregame show.
The pregame show, I won't tell you about that. Nick will.
Woodward and Maine on game day. You're in Detroit. You're waking up with Woodward and Maine, your source for all the insider information on the defending NFC North champion Detroit Lions, with insights from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder. Get ready, Detroit, every game day, 8 to 9 a.m., Woodward and Maine. And don't forget about the Lions pregame show. Every game day, Neil Rule and Sean Beligian will bring you the best Lions pregame show Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports.
Made him a Game of Thrones
giving you
like
all
that.
the date, injury reports, fantasy, sits and starts, and Detroit Lions knowledge. Delivering it as only Neil and Sean can. Join us for every home game live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, your official guide to Lions game day on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports, sponsored by Sabbath Coffee and William Grant & Sons.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Just want to shout out to my guy, Sean Beligian of House Beligian. First of his name.
The Beligiest.
The Beligiest in the game.
Call him Big Blidge.
Big Blidge? Big Blidge energy, y'all. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. We love you, Nick. It's not your fault.
That's why I practice the new reads. Sean Beligian.
Sean Beligian.
Shout out, Sean. You're great.
Shout out, Sean.
Great job.
Sean's the man.
I have some news from the Detroit Lions scrimmage, I guess. It was more defensively dominated again. I guess Dan Campbell mixed up the fronts so that the offense. Before, we've heard Alex Anzalone come out and say it. Sometimes the defense just knows the offensive playbook after so many weeks of camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they can make a jump and make a play. I guess they switched it up today, putting guys in different spots. Ennis Rakeshaw was locking shit down. Levi Enrique continued to get through in the backfield. That was up until the Penei injury. I think that I didn't actually find out if they ended practice early or not, but I guess you guys concerned about the offense and ability to operate, it seems like, this offseason camp?
No, I'm not. We've talked about it before. I think the depth of the defense is showing out. You've got multiple players in multiple different positions that are going to step up, especially, this was a first-on-first kind of unit, but I just think it speaks to what this defense is going to be this year. It speaks to the level of players you have on the defensive side of the ball now. Like, it's not just one or two guys. You have 11 guys out there that you feel very comfortable with, that are very capable of taking care of business. So it's going to be a complete unit this year. It's going to be a top 10 defense this year, and I think we're seeing the beginning of that in practice.
Carlton Davis with a pick six today. I guess the one time they got down in the red zone, it was Amon-Ra St. Brown, a 40-yard gain, and it ended up where, let me read this one more time. Pico stuffed it the first run with Dave Montgomery. Ali McNeil batted a pass down. Yeah, they ended up just kicking the field goal. I'm telling you, boys, this defense.
To that point there, you think about Pico, it's a guy in the middle.
Yeah.
Aleem, a guy in the middle. I know we've heard great things about this defensive line, specifically these guys in the middle, all off season. You think about training camp and whatnot. But does this concern anybody about the new guy in Zeitler and then another guy that changed positions from right guard to left guard in Glasgow? How much we've been hearing about all these positives with the interior defensive line.
Well, Zeitler hasn't been practicing because of the injury, so getting him back will definitely help. That'll definitely improve. Looking forward to that. Like I said, I just think that these guys, you've got a rotation of beasts in the middle, and this is what defenses are going to be, or offenses are going to be dealing with from this defense all year. Is when you pay attention, you have to pay attention to Aiden Hutchinson and the guys on the outside. So the guys in the middle that are going to be seeing single coverage are too good to go against one offensive lineman, and they're going to be able to beat those and get to the quarterback or blow up some plays.
Yeah, there's no question marks with even the offensive line. This is the defensive line, and Terrell Williams kind of just showing their, dare I say, elite, even without DJ Reader. I mean, when you put Aleem McNeil as one of the candidates of becoming, a star this season against an offensive line like that, it's good to see. I have no concern for this offense.
Yeah, I'm just reading all this stuff about the defense today, just crushing it. I wonder if maybe that's like a takeaway or a grain of salt to put in with the observation of the defense. They are missing interior offensive linemen, and we know just from experience last year, JG, that if that's what's missing, that's where we're going to miss the top 10 version of this guy. The interior offensive line, it needs to be protected, and I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, does that ruin the defensive hype for you guys at all? Or we saw some of it preseason, no?
Did you say, did that ruin the?
The defense hype. But remembering that Zeitler has been gone, is that why this?
Because
the plays I read to you guys, like Nick pointed out, it was Aleem McNeil in the middle. It was Levi Enrique in the middle. Because they're going to get to backup guard.
Pico as well.
No, it doesn't change it for me. I mean, you still got Frank, the best center in the league, and Glasgow. Those are two great interior offensive linemen. And it doesn't change for me.
Moving to the second half, after a brief intermission they simulated at halftime, the offense rebounded to score back-to-back touchdowns. Montgomery kept things alive during the first series. After that, it was Goff scamper through an open lane up the middle for a score.
Look out.
Super speed.
Okay.
Look out.
Dual threat.
Gotta be honest, don't want him doing that during the season. Stay healthy.
Jared Jackson. Lamar Goff.
He's great.
Look out.
I seen him. MVP. And then they had a nice 2-point conversion, finding Raymond late through the heavy traffic up the middle.
Did they say who the touchdowns were thrown to?
Goff ran for one.
Yeah, Goff ran for the one. A back-to-back. One was Montgomery during the first series, running a conversion on 3rd and 3rd. So it sounds like Monty broke out for one. And then Goff from 3rd and goal on the 4-yard line.
We saw Goff do that last year. He had a couple rushing touchdowns, and that's going to be available to him because we know that's, the last thing defensive coordinators are worried about when you're looking at the Lions' offense is what Jared Goff's going to do with his legs. So if you have that open lane, he's going to take it, and we saw him not afraid to do that last year. He got in there to a couple of to the end zone a couple times. So you could see that even more. You spread it out. You spread everybody out. You have that offensive line that goes hat to a hat. You're probably going to have some open running lanes in there, so hopefully Jared Goff takes advantage of that, as we saw him do last year.
I guess they closed practice out with 2-minute drill, starting from the 50-yard line, down by 5, with exactly 1 minute remaining and 2 timeouts. The offense couldn't muster up a single first down, but at that point, obviously, we know they're missing Penei Sewell and obviously the Kevin Zeitler replacement, which I guess I'm more curious now that I'm remembering that who has been replaced him. Who started the preseason game? Do you remember?
I mean, none of the starters started anyways.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out who was replacing him in that situation. I'd look it up. Can be Sorsdale. It is what it is.
Maybe Yodi.
Yeah, or Kingsley. We'll have to see. The best defensive play from the backups came when cornerback Stephen Gilmore made a leaping tip on Hooker's throw across the middle. The deflection was intercepted by safety Chilean Garnes, who had to dive to secure the takeaway. That's a new name. Is that the guy we signed yesterday or 2 days ago? Good for him, already making plays. Yes, very much sounds like the defense dominated out there. There's no Taron Arnold. There's no Meek Robinson. There's no Ifantu Melifonwu. There's no Malcolm Rodriguez. And the defense still kind of shines. So despite that being a backup guard, we're still kind of straight.
Yeah, and we know the defense is much deeper than the offense. When you look at the defensive backfield and the defensive line, you have a lot of guys in there that you can rotate in and feel comfortable with, while on the offense, that offensive line and the wide receivers, there's not a lot of depth there. So if you lose a guy like Penei Sewell after you already lose Zeitler, you're dealing with 2 second string guys in there that you really wouldn't like to see. So you should expect the defensive line to dominate.
Nick?
If we do have to go into actual gameplay with 2 backup linemen, I'm not feeling comfortable at all.
Nobody would.
Yeah, I don't have faith in the depth of this line yet. You know, we drafted Manu, but he's another project. It would be like if we put Broderick Martin out there last year to be a starter. You know, it's not ideal if you have to. God, this is depressing to talk about. No, yeah. I would be worried. I'd be concerned if these injuries on our offensive line stick.
Yeah, nobody's comfortable when you walk out there with backups. Nobody wants. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how comfortable you are with your reserve guys. You don't want to walk out there with backups in week 1 or any week of regular season football. So hopefully the Penei Sewell isn't serious. We talked about Kevin Zeitler hopefully getting back to camp here pretty soon. So hopefully these guys shake it off and they're ready for week 1.
And with that being said, you think about last year, we had our backup guy in Graham Glasgow, and now he's our starter. We don't have a guy like Glasgow in case of emergency, so that's what concerns me the most.
Yeah, I mean, we got the kid we're excited for is slowly working his way back, and that's Christian Mahogany. And even then, he is more praised in his run game than his pass blocking. We may actually have him on the show here soon to wrap up the preseason, get his thoughts on his situation and what else. But I'm looking at who's played the most snaps for the Detroit Lions these preseason, and it looks like it's Kingsley at the center position, or Coyote. So I'm assuming it's going to be Coyote in that situation.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think that Manu's ready. No, not in a bad way either. Just we knew what he was.
No,
we
knew what he was. We knew he's
time.
a project. You don't want to see him step on the field at all unless it's in a crazy situation. Yodi's stepped up and played in the NFL before, so.
Honolulu Blue Sparty, I believe that is Honolulu BS. Spinny, am I a bad fan for feeling like we're going to take a step back this year? Our schedule was so easy last year. Health was good, and we got teams coming for our blood this year. Real quick, absolutely had teams coming for our blood. I feel like all of last year. Like we were one of those teams, and I think we also proved it when we played against better teams. And then you went to the playoffs, and we were beating the fucking 49ers. I don't think last year's schedule was why the Detroit Lions were good. I think Detroit Lions was genuinely a good team. We started the season off with beating the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was the best version of themselves. No Kelsey and no Chris Jones, but we continue on that trajectory. The Cowboys, I mean, they're above 500, but regardless, you saw in the playoffs the Rams, who obviously weren't the best. They're a younger team, but Matthew Stafford's Super Bowl winning quarterback. After that, you went and faced Baker Mayfield, I understand, but that's also a team comprised of guys who won a Super Bowl not long ago. Mm-hmm. We beat them and then played the 49ers tough. No, Lions are real.
Yeah, the Lions are real, and I'm not scared of this schedule more than I was last year. Like, this schedule has its ups and downs just as last year did. It's not like this schedule is objectively tougher than it was last year. I think the biggest part of how the schedule is harder is the teams inside the NFC North got better. And you look at the Lions, they also got better and improved. And where was it? Wish Upon a Camel Toe says,
Jesus.
Maybe we should have gave Jackson a little better offer with a bunch of question marks.
No.
That wouldn't have made a difference.
Hell no.
You've got Kevin Zeitler. And if Kevin Zeitler's healthy, he's better than Jonah Jackson. And if Jonah Jackson's dealing with injuries of his own right now. So if you had Jackson and you didn't have Zeitler, you'd be in the same spot right now with lack of depth.
And he got a bag. Like, we couldn't afford a Jonah Jackson. We got Zeitler cheaper, and obviously it's a one-year deal, but you got him way cheaper. Like, Jonah Jackson got a massive contract for what he brings to the table, I thought. I know he's a really good run blocker, but I thought his pass game could have been, leave you wanting a little more.
I guess we didn't answer the part, is he a bad fan?
No, I don't think you're a bad fan. I think you're just a puss. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop not scared.
No, I mean,
not scared.
it's uncharted territory here for the Detroit Lions and Detroit Lions fans to be projected to have this kind of success, to be the hunted and not the hunters. So it's all right to get a little nervous about it, but you got to have faith in the roster, faith in the coaching staff, and faith that this is a good team, which I do.
DNC says bring back Big V.
No.
Yeah, I think he might have retired.
He's cooked.
Talking about injuries.
They'll grab somebody on the offensive line, I'm sure.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a team where, I don't know who retired recently, but, if you're an older offensive lineman that was good at what you did, this is a team you'd bounce back for because you're they're within the Super Bowl window, and that's something they probably always want to do. Joe Thomas comes out of retirement, becomes, Detroit Lions backup right tackle. I'm here for it.
What about Taylor Lewan, Benny?
No.
Give him a call.
Talk about cooked.
Give him a call.
Let me see right tackle free agents. Who we got out there?
Check it out. We'll get back to you guys when we get those news. But first, let me tell you about Swiss Insurance because we need that backup. We need to be insured and secured, and that's with my guy Mark over at Swiss. Give him a call, 313-530-1698, or visit him, Mark White, at SwissINS.com. That's 313-530-1698. And we also got the Ally Challenge.
Yeah, the Ally Challenge, because the Ally Challenge is presented by McLaren. It is back August 22nd through the 25th at Warwick Hills. Leave the golf to the pros. Don't miss the party on 17. $2 birdie beers, concerts, and more. Get your tickets at AllyChallenge.com. Brought to you by Randy Wise Automotive.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Randy Wise, Celebrity Golf Tour, guys. Sign up right now by using this QR code above my head or visit woodwardsports.com. Join Calvin Johnson, Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, and more at the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour. Sorry, guys, trying to get communication with Ted, so we make sure we get him on for the 6 o'clock hour to break down the NFC North alongside with us. Shout out to the guys in the morning show. They had a great topic talking about James Houston and what to do with him because there are some questions, whether he's going to make the roster or not. And he's also still has value. We discussed that too. That's why we're kind of like not in the camp of just letting him go for nothing. How about a trade? In particular, Broder proposed one, James Houston for Noah Brown, wide receiver of the Houston Texans.
I would do that for sure, but I don't know if Houston would. I doubt Houston would. You look at, they already got, Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. They're pretty loaded at both of those positions.
Yeah,
I don't know if giving up on Noah Brown would be the move to take James Houston.
Yeah, at least not for just James Houston. We'd probably throw him a little something extra too.
Would you do it, Eazy?
I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, what's the extra we got to throw? Are we talking like 6th rounder, 5th rounder? I think Berta might have threw a 5th rounder on there. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think so. Just to have that bigger body guy. It sounds like Dan Campbell's. They want an X or a Z. Even because I know that he said, "Don't get me wrong, I didn't mean to disrespect Khalif Raymond. I hope I never meant anything by that." But the term he's been using in interviews himself has been wide receiver 3. Well, he was never saying wide receiver 4, and then they brought up Isaiah Williams. They said, okay, he's kind of redundant in what we have in Khalif. What leads me to believe what they're looking for is that bigger body guy. I think Noah Brown fits that, and it fits that too. Like he's a little better than average in my opinion. I think Noah Brown looked good last year once a couple of other guys went down.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting in Noah Brown, but I would not do this trade. Are you going to try to fix a mistake that you made by not like returning or regaining? Let me say that again. Are you going to try to fix a mistake that you made by not retaining Josh Reynolds? That's what you would be doing by giving up a guy that you've seen have elite pass rush traits in James Houston. Are you willing to do that? Or are you just saying you were wrong? And like I said before, yesterday, you think about red zone and first down targets. Let's not forget these backup tight ends. I talked about it yesterday. You got a guy in Brock Wright and a guy in Shane Zylstra that combined for 8 touchdowns in 2022 with Ben Johnson scheming up for this offense. So honestly, I think wide receiver 3 is not as big of a problem as some people are thinking. And plus, I still do have faith in James Houston moving forward.
I mean, at what point does this become James Houston? And I'm not there yet with James Houston, but at what point does this become the X that you're just trying to recapture the magic from the beginning? Like you're just trying to capture the magic from the start. It doesn't seem like the Lions regime is all the way confident in Houston, and it doesn't seem like Houston's all the way comfortable in where his place is in this organization. I just think could be one of those things that's heading towards a breakup, but you know me, I've been banging the drum that he is the key to this team being a top 10 defense in the NFL this year. So I don't want to give up on him. I'm not saying it's too soon, but I'm starting to see kind of that. I'm starting to pick up that vibe that it's going to be one of those situations where it doesn't work out the way we intend it to.
Nick, real quick to you though. I mean, did you like, if you're believing the big white truth, Matthew Betts now?
I like James Houston a lot more than Matthew Betts. He was going up against second, third stringers, and yeah, he had a sack and looked good in that one rush that you tagged me in to say the big white truth. Yeah, I like James Houston a lot better.
Fuck, man.
They already said they were taking him out of that linebacker role, and they were going to let him just get after it.
Yeah.
You do like to hear that. I don't know. We talk about the depth on that defensive line, though.
It's nice.
If he's on the chopping block, if one of these guys are on the chopping block, would it not make sense to get somebody else at a weaker position than just cutting someone? Because you got guys you can fill in. Like, I don't know. Is the drop-off that big between those two guys compared to what you're going with on the offensive line? Or compared to what you're going with at the wide receiver spot?
Yeah.
Would you rather trade one of your defensive linemen to bolster another position group?
Yeah.
If you were going to cut one of them anyways.
Because they're both depth pieces.
Yes.
I don't think James Houston's going to be starting any games. I'm with you on the upside, though, Nick. But I just feel like we're in a situation where almost anyone should be able to perform alongside like this defensive line the way it's grown to be. Once DJ Reader comes back, at least, for sure.
And to that point, I think anybody can provide what needs to be provided from that wide receiver 3 role that you're getting put into. You think about this offense. You have 2 all-pro guys getting targets in Laporta and St. Brown. We've seen the highlights of J-Mo repeatedly in training camp. He's going to be an absolute problem. And you think about Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of the backfield, not just running, but catching the ball. A guy like Vaki that's been showing off so much in the offseason. Well, how many targets is this wide receiver 3 even going to get? Spenny, I know you've brought that up time after time again.
I don't think it's arguable, though, that the defensive line is a lot deeper than the wide receiver room.
For sure is, because DPJ never stepped up.
God forbid you have an injury in the wide receiver room, then you're looking at Khalif Raymond as a wide receiver 2. And are you comfortable with that?
Hell no.
So, you know, that's what it is for me personally. I think if you were going to, like Dan Campbell said, there's 5-6 spots that are still being battled for.
Yeah.
If you have to get rid of a guy at a position or a position group of depth or luxury that you have to kind of bolster a different one, because we're, freaking out now that Penei Sewell had to leave practice because you got nobody behind him. And when you look at offensive tackles, that's the same thing for wide receivers. God forbid Amon-Ra St. Brown has a high ankle sprain, has to miss a couple weeks. They got J-Mo, Khalif Raymond, and Isaiah Williams. Are you comfortable with that as your receiving core? I'm not, personally. I would rather have, instead of just cutting one of these guys to cut them, bolster another position group and have more depth behind them. We already talked about how much deeper the defense is. If you're going to cut some of that depth anyways, flip it and get some offensive depth.
Lucky Belafontaine in the Woodward Sports chat says, Lions need pass rushers way more than they need a receiver. Oh, you guys think Levi O is going to shine all of a sudden, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he has been absent because of injury, not because of skill. He was drafted second round before Lee McNeil, who is like one of the star-studded defensive linemen on this team. Levi Onwuzurike, by all accounts, whether you've seen it in person or heard it from these coaches, Levi Onwuzurike, the hype is real. I just read you the camp report from the day. I guess you could take the salt with injured Zeitler, but still, I've seen with my own eyes the Levi shit is real.
Yeah.
The J-Mo stuff is real. It's mind-blowing, to be honest with you. It does feel too good to be true, but that's how you can describe this entire run with this regime outside the very first year. It's all been too good to be true. Even Ben Johnson returning this year, too good to be true. Like, this is, I hate the term team of destiny, but like it feels like it. Am I crazy?
No, I agree with you. But when it comes to, the wide receiver 3 position and trading James Houston for one, I think Noah Brown would be a good option. Yeah, like Nick, kind of like you said, like, yeah, right now you look at it and you have Laporta, Amon-Ra, the 2 All-Pro, but Spenny made a great point. I mean, if one of those guys go down, you're in trouble. Like, if it's Jamison Williams and Khalif Raymond at your wide receivers 1 and 2, you're in a little bit of trouble. So I think Noah Brown would be a good guy. I really don't want to trade James Houston to an already good team, because I think James Houston, if he puts everything together, he could turn a good team to a really good team. I think they brought one up on. I think Broder said for Thielen,
No,
Houston, and a couple picks for Thielen. You don't like that? I mean, Thielen can do a lot as a receiver.
Look into it a little bit more.
I'm good on Thielen.
I think he's a little bit cooked, but he did play well last year. But he's also his only receiver last year too.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, he's gonna. I'm not here saying you need to get a star receiver, but I just don't really want to trade Houston to Houston.
I'll look up Adam Thielen's number. I feel like he's a guy that lines up in the slot quite often too. Let me see. He lines up in the slot 69% of the time.
He is 6'2", though, so it's not like he's like he could play the outside a little bit.
Yeah, but he's definitely more of a slot receiver. I mean, it's well over 50. Nearly 3/4 of the time he's on the field is in the slot position. But Amon-Ra was in the slot a lot less than I thought originally too, though.
Fellas, in 2022, our leading receiver was St. Brown, obviously. Our second and third were Khalif and DJ Chark. Fourth was Josh Reynolds. Like, I just think
that's
that
a much
Ben
better
Johnson,
room than what we got. That's a much deeper room than what we got right now.
Yeah.
DJ Chark was on a 1-year deal. Nobody really wanted him. Josh Reynolds was a effing nobody.
I would love to have DJ Chark or Josh Reynolds on this team right now.
Chark's with the Chargers right now too. He might get. No, they need receivers.
I'm just saying, I think the way Ben Johnson can scheme for this offense, I would be more worried. I think we're going to be able to put up points no matter what, and I think I would be more worried in losing a game-changing guy that we've seen do it in the past in James Houston. That's where I'm at with it, because I've seen him be a game-changer before.
Yeah, that's...
And I have faith in this offense to put up points without a wide receiver 3.
That's fair.
Solidified... I mean, Khalif's put up, 500 yards in a row, 3 years straight?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely no where you'd be pissed if it happened, or just, not ideal?
The question was asked, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would not.
Straight up.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. Let's go to break. We come back. We'll discuss some more, plus some baseball. Hopefully we got Ted Nguyen online by then, but first, tell us about Les Stanford.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just off 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at LesStanford.com. Les Stanford, together, Let's ride.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. Locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. They just opened one in Madison Heights, known for their delicious chicken, great biscuits, and the best pizza in the game. To find one near you, go to Sorokis.com. Soroki's, now that's crispy.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WordSports.com. He's joined by Spimo Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Caleb the Colorblind. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. We got to bullshit a little bit. Waiting for our guy Ted Nguyen to join the show from The Athletic. We have some baseball topics on here. Actually, we mixed one with baseball and football, Spinny. You put on the sheet, who's better at their job? Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson or Detroit Tigers pitching coach Chris Fetter?
Yeah. That's a tough question. I wanted to be the one to ask it because I did not want to answer first. But right now I'm going to go Chris Fetter. I think you look at it, and with Ben Johnson, it's arguable when you talk about play design and play calling with guys like Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniels, Sean McVay, even all of them are in that same conversation with Ben Johnson for offensive minds in football. It is not arguable that Chris Fetter is the best pitching coach in the MLB. Chris Fetter might be the most important bench coach in the MLB right now. The guy is an absolute wizard at what he does in turning different guys around and making guys look better than they are, making guys more successful, bringing guys back from the brink of retirement to actually good pitchers and putting them in trade packages like Lorenzen and like who is it this Flaherty this year. So I'm going to have to say Chris Fetter because the guy is just insane.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree because if you look at, I think Ben Johnson's success might be a combination of a couple things. Obviously, he's a really good play caller and he designs, great plays, but it's also Brad Holmes bringing in a lot of talent. Like guys like Penei Sewell, Jahmyr Gibbs, using a lot of draft capital for that offense. When you look at Fetter, like Tyler Holton, who's been one of the best relievers in the league, was picked up off waivers. And, Skubal, 9th-round pick, turned into a Cy Young player. Flaherty, who got kind of thrown to the side of the road because nobody wanted him because he had arm issues and he had control issues. He turned in to, one of the best pitchers in the American League. It's no doubt Fetter's the best pitching coach in the MLB, and I'm excited to see. You even look at a guy like Cater Montero, who's been pitching better recently. His stuff just looks a lot different, and he looks more confident. And I think that has a lot to do with Chris Fetter, and I'm excited to see what Fetter can do with guys like Jackson Jobe and Ty Madden when Ty Madden gets healthy. So I'm gonna go Fetter with this one.
Yeah, it's like I brought up the stat the other day. I'm trying to find it. Even with only having 2 starters, 1 legitimate starter in this rotation since the Flaherty trade and the Mize injury and the Reese Olson injury and Matt Manning getting injured, it's been Skubal, Montero, and a bunch of nobodies that they're sending up there every day. They're first in ERA in the past 14 days, second in fielding independent pitching, 7th in K percentage, and 3rd in WAR. Like, he's got these patchwork lineups of 2 bullpen days out of the week, and they're still at the tops of some of the pitching categories when you look at what they've done in this past stretch, going up against teams like the New York Yankees and in like good ball clubs. So Chris Fetter is just different.
Nick.
Yeah, this is an extremely hard question, but I think one guy you can say for sure has an elite something, and I think that Ben Johnson has an elite offensive line in front of him that he's working with. And Chris Fetter is working with a bunch of guys that are from Erie and Toledo. You think about what he's doing? He's doing this with, who's ever heard these names before the season? Hannafy, Sammons, Herder. I mean, you could even throw in like Montero, but Maeda shouldn't be pitching in the big leagues right now. Faedo probably shouldn't be pitching in the big leagues right now. Bo Brisky, like, these are AAA type guys that he has made to, like Spenmo said, the first in ERA, like basically since August 3rd. He is making, a lot of magic with a whole lot of nothing right now, and that's why I would give the nod to Chris Fetter, and he's made good guys turn great.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going Chris Fetter with this one, and I think that you should make him the highest paid pitching coach in the MLB. Chris, do your job. Shout out Chris Illich on this one. Can't find it. But do your job. Make him the highest paid for bench coach ever and keep him here locked up.
I agree.
Let's curb the baseball talk for a minute because we have our special guest on. That's Ted Nguyen of The Athletic joining us to talk about the NFC North. Ted, man, I appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, man, so the Detroit Lions hype, as much as I know and believe that it's real, I also know that I'm a Detroit Lions fan at heart. All of us in this building are, and we report on them daily, and they're doing amazing things, so we only have amazing things to say. But realistically, we've kind of been, I guess, kind of blind to what else is going on in the NFC North. Can you fill us in from your perspective, man? Like, who's the biggest threat to our Lions this year for the NFC North?
I think there's a couple of budding teams there. Obviously, we know that the Packers are an emerging team with Jordan Love, finishing the season so strong and all those weapons they have. And I think their defense is going to be better too. It's not going to be a defense that just concedes to run like they have in the past with Rick Barry. They are going to move into a system where they're going to have an extra man in the box. They're going to play a lot more cover 3. And I think they'll be able to challenge the Detroit Lions on that aspect a little bit more. But mainly just their offense, is going to be very exciting to watch. And I have a lot of faith in Jordan Love. I don't know if they are quite up to the task of challenging the Detroit Lions just yet. But the thing with the Packers is I think we just don't know exactly where their ceiling is quite yet and how fast they're going to be able to reach it. So I think they're a potential team that can give the Lions some problems. But as we know, I think, even from an outside perspective, I think the Lions are just in a different class right now. And the second team are the Bears. They finished the season strong on a defensive note last season. So I think a lot of people are expecting their defense to be a top 10 type of unit possibly. And then, you have Caleb Williams and all those great skill players he's throwing to. But he's a rookie. I mean, even though he's the number 1 pick, he's still a rookie, and we don't know exactly how fast it's going to progress just yet. But those are two teams with potential, but they don't have the proven pieces like the Lions have.
And the one thing I did want to ask about the Green Bay Packers, I'm a big fan of their receiving core and the depth of their receiving core. I think they've got 4 guys that you could look at all of them as wide receiver 2s at the very least on different teams. What is it going to take for those guys kind of to step up? Because even with that depth, they don't have that one alpha piece like we see on these other teams, like with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and DJ Moore. You've got that solidified wide receiver 1. They really don't have that. Is there a guy you could see stepping up to being that wide receiver 1 for the Packers, or can they kind of get it done by committee like they did last year?
I think you definitely can get it done by committee, but I also think it makes it a lot easier when you do have that one guy that you can depend on third down that is going to get open. And I know their head coach, Matt LaFleur, kind of scoffed at the idea of having a number 1 receiver. But I do still think it's important to have that guy that can get open on money downs when you need him to. And the thing with the Packers is they might not have one. They might end up having 4 guys that emerge into that type of guy. So I think a lot of people are excited about Dontravius Wicks, who could be that guy. To me, Jalen Reed is going to be a very good player, but he's kind of a number 2, number 3 player that's going to be very, very good in that role. Also, Christian Watson, if he could stay healthy and continue to develop his game, he definitely has the physical skill set to do it. And a dark horse guy that I really liked, that I didn't expect to like as much before I really turned on the film, was Romeo Doubs. I think he's actually one of the top route runners in the league that doesn't get talked about enough. The thing with him is his hands are kind of inconsistent, but as far as route running, and trust, I think Jordan Love really developed a strong chemistry with them and really trusts Romeo Doubs. He's a dark horse guy that I can see that maybe takes that number 1 role for the Packers.
Yeah, that's how I felt watching them last year. Like, whenever they needed to play, Dobbs always kind of happened to be there to make all these miracle catches. Even some that may have been like deflections or whatnot. He just always seemed the secure guy in those situations. Speaking about a guy in the division who we don't have an answer if he's secure or not, what has been your takeaway with Caleb Williams? I've seen the plays and I've been impressed, but also I'm just kind of wondering, like, can he survive a 17-game season just running around like that? Like, I just, as a Lions fan, I envision like Aiden Hutchinson getting a hold of him, and maybe he's out like 3 or 4 weeks when that happens, you know?
Yeah, I think he definitely has to play faster, especially in the red zone. That's where you really kind of see him start to scramble around and try to reverse field and all those things. And that's going to be a part of a game that you don't want to really coach out of him, because that's kind of what makes him special. Obviously, you want him to avoid taking big hits and throwing the ball before he gets hit, or sliding or whatever when he does decide to run. And we all saw him kind of practice that in Hard Knocks. But one of the reasons why you draft Caleb is because his movements are so efficient within the pocket. He can get through 1, 2, 3 very quickly, efficiently, set his feet, and get the ball out quickly. That's all on film, so he can do that. But part of what makes him special is his ability to extend when he needs to. But I think early on in his career, I think you want to see him just try to play within the pocket before really expanding his game and trying to be that playmaker. That could be dangerous, like you guys mentioned.
And looking at the 4th team in this division, the Minnesota Vikings, that I think the consensus out of anybody outside of Minnesota is that they're going to be the worst team in this division, but they're not treating it like that. Even with the injury to J.J. McCarthy, they go out there and they sign Stephon Gilmore to a 1-year deal, which is kind of an all-in type of move. And you look at Sam Darnold, who isn't the worst quarterback in the world, but he's certainly not the best. Is Minnesota trying to contend this year? What are they doing with their roster?
I don't. I think the plan was for Sam Darnold to start anyways, and maybe J.J. McCarthy comes in and take the reins. I don't think they wanted to sit McCarthy a whole year, but I think if everything fell into place and Sam Darnold play well, even if McCarthy was healthy, I think they would be willing to sit him, because if Sam Darnold is thriving and he's playing like the number 1 overall pick and he's finally living up to his potential, and the Vikings are in playoff contention, they wouldn't sit him, just to sit him. I think they would give McCarthy a year to sit and watch. So right now the McCarthy option is off the table, but the potential for Sam Darnold to kind of reacclimate his career and play in the best situation that he's ever played in, with a great number 1 receiver, a good number 2 receiver, a very, very good play caller, and all those things, that potentially could still be in play. So we'll see what happens. Of course, there's a chance that he just kind of regresses to being a turnover machine like he's been. But we'll see. Maybe he kind of improves and plays much better in the best situation that he's ever been in.
Yeah, he's known as a Lions killer here locally, because he got us that first night with the Jets when he first emerged, and then 2 years back with the Panthers, he absolutely destroyed us. He whoops our ass every single time, it feels like.
Yeah, you guys saw Nick Mullen with in that Minnesota Vikings system. You know, guys can thrive in the system, and Sam Darnold certainly has that talent.
Now, one question I have to ask you, just because it's kind of a hot topic here, because golf has been so polarizing. So naturally, so has Hendon Hooker in those situations. Where do you view him in terms of his development? Obviously, QB2 at best right now, but like, do you think he has the potential to be more, or maybe even the trade piece for Lions in the future, or we're still kind of just waiting to see?
It's hard to take too much from the preseason because the looks are so simple, and we've seen quarterbacks like Kenny Pickett and other quarterbacks like him thrive in the preseason, and when you get to the regular season, they kind of just fall apart. So I don't want to take too much away from his preseason performances, but I will say that it's better than not performing in the preseason. So it's a good sign that he is, but it's hard to take too much away from it. If Goff is healthy, he's going to play. So you're not going to see too much Hendon Hooker in the regular season. So it's just a very tough determination on Hendon Hooker, just because you're not going to get any real reps to really grade him on.
And looking at another piece of this Lions offense that has kind of been their calling card the past 2 seasons is that offensive line. And we know, Jonah Jackson departs. They bring in Kevin Zeitler from the Ravens, which seems like an upgrade. He's had a little injury concern. He hasn't been able to come to camp so far. And just today, Penei Sewell left camp with a foot injury. He walked off under his own power. Yeah, it said that they were looking at him, and the trainers looked at him, took off his shoe. He put it back on, and he limped off under his own power. But that's still not something you want to see with your cornerstone player. The Lions, no doubt, I think, have the best offensive line in the NFL looking at their starters. But the depth pieces are a little lacking. And if an injury happens with some of those big guys up front, is that a concern for Lions fans for the depth of their offensive line?
Obviously, you don't want any long-term issues, but I do trust this coaching staff to mitigate any offensive line issues if it's for the short term. I believe it was 2022, almost their entire offensive line was missing games early on, and they still were able to put together a very good run game and create explosive runs. So I trust this coaching staff to be able to mitigate those issues long term. And then the skill player group is so good now, especially if you think Sam Laporta can really ascend to be an elite tight end, Jahmyr Gibbs. We'll see what Jameson Williams can develop into that. I think they can carry an injured offensive line if they need to. But yeah, like you guys said, that offensive line is really the identity of this team, and you don't want guys like Penei Sewell missing games. But again, I trust the staff, and I think the skill players are good enough to where it's not going to be devastating.
And I want to flop to the other side of the ball real quick too. How are you buying this Detroit Lions defense at all with this young secondary and DJ Reader? Like here locally, I'm all bought in. I've seen it for myself firsthand too. Guys like Levi O, he's finally shown up. I forgot that he was drafted in the second round and had that type of potential. And we've yet to even see DJ Reader, but I think this defensive line, along with Hudson and Aleem McNeil and even Marcus Davenport, if we can stay healthy, I think we can carry like a top 15, top 12 defense. Am I tripping?
No, I think if you hit top, I think if they hit top 15, this is going to be again a team that's going to be the NFC Championship and challenging for Super Bowl. And to me, I think the front seven is going to be a very aggressive front seven that's able to play the run well. And we all know that it all depends on the health of their corners. If they can stay healthy and play man coverage like Aaron Glenn wants to, then this is going to be a very good unit. But if those corners get injured and they have to kind of revert to just throwing things against the wall, kind of like what Glenn did last season, then the results are going to be a mixed bag. So we'll see how healthy those corners could be and how quickly those younger corners can develop.
Yeah, and looking at that defense, especially that secondary, a guy that was kind of a rookie standout last year in Brian Branch is now getting moved to safety full-time, where Ife Melifonwu is looking like he is going to be a backup, and they were going to replace that nickel spot with Amik Robertson. How big of an impact can Brian Branch be playing hopefully 90+% of the defensive snaps for this team? Because we heard, Kyle Shanahan said they ran sets in the NFC Championship game to get him off the field. So what could he mean playing a full-time position for the defense?
Yeah, like like you said, personnel can't control his snaps anymore because he's always going to be on a field. Like the Niners could come out in 21 personnel and be heavy, 12 personnel, and maybe that gets a nickel off the field. But now that he's always going to be on the field, that impact's always going to be there. So that's pretty exciting to see. Meek Robertson is a guy that I watched a ton when he was a Raider. So I'm excited that he gets the opportunity, and he's such a good fit with that Lions attitude because he's a smaller guy, but he just plays with so much
Feisty.
feistiness, and he's willing, he's to stick his helmet in there, whether he's on a tackle or whether he's playing press. And the number one thing that really gets him going is if somebody taunts him. I don't know if you guys saw any of that, but the games where people started taunting him for his height, that's the games where he really took off.
Yeah,
that's funny. It makes him like a character almost. I see him post on social media here. We follow each other, and like every once in a while, I'm like, did something happen? Did he get caught or yelled at? He seems pissed off every single day, but he's just that hungry to be great. I'm excited to see Meek Robinson too. What was your take on Terry Arnold coming out of the draft? And can he actually man down a starting spot on a Super Bowl roster, or is it kind of too soon to put those type of expectations on him?
It's always tough to put that expectation on a rookie, but he did play in Alabama where he got pro-style coaching. He played for a team with championship aspirations every year. And that's one of the reasons why teams love scouting from these big schools like Alabama. It's tough to put that type of expectation on a rookie, but I think playing where he did, he does have a leg up in that.
And looking at these other teams in the NFC, that now the Lions they're sitting at the big boy table. They're one of the top teams in the NFC. So you got to look at the landscape of it. And one of them is the Cowboys. They're always up there. They're always, it's their year, we them boys, all that stuff. This year it seems like they're falling apart. Like still no Dak deal done. CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jones are getting into subtweeting beefs all over the place. Well, what's going on with the Cowboys, and has there been any movement on the deals getting done for their stars?
I think it looks like CeeDee Lamb is pretty close, and for some reason the Cowboys are just a team that does not want to put a lot of guaranteed money in these contracts and get contracts done early, which is why they're in the predicament that they're in to the last second with guys like CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott's on a contract a year. So I kind of compare them to like a McDonald's franchise. They know they're going to get the customers in because they have the brand, but they're trying to cut costs everywhere else because they know they're still going to get customers even if the product is inferior. And it just doesn't make sense because they've been so good at drafting. And the reason why they're still relevant is because they hit big on all these draft picks. And they look like they have another one in their left tackle, Tyler Smith, by the way. But, yeah, they've just survived on great drafting, but their ability, their willingness to spend money is what really kind of holds them back from being a true contender.
Ted, man, I appreciate the time to be with us. And this next question is kind of selfish, and it's just because I knew you were in Indianapolis. I'm in an underdog league. I'm like round 10. Donnie Mitchell's staring at me right now, man. Was he getting any love when you're down there in camp? And how's Anthony Richardson look?
Richardson looks really good. He, loves throwing the ball deep. He hit some really nice deep shots, and obviously just the ability to run. I thought he was making quicker decisions in the red zone. I think he's poised for a big season. Donnie Mitchell was killing guys in one-on-one, but it was one-on-one where, he got to do some more double moves and stuff that's just kind of hard to cover in those situations. But, I mean, in this offense, they need a number one guy outside that could win deep, and they don't really have that. Pittman is a great underneath intermediate receiver, but I think they're looking for that outside guy that could win. They thought it could be Alec Pierce, but Alec Pierce has been inconsistent, and I think Adonai Mitchell is going to get a shot at being that number one guy outside it, who's going to see a ton of one-on-one because teams are going to be so focused on taking Richardson away.
Man, I appreciate that. I was going to ask you real quick, too, about your Raiders, the defensive line. I mean, is there a life there, or are you still bound down to the Chiefs in that division?
I mean, the offense is going to really cap the ceiling of this team, and the quarterback situation stinks, really. So
With no
I think
faith
the
in
defense is
Minshew
gonna be very
mania?
good. He's a good backup quarterback, but when he's your starter coming into the season, that's not an ideal situation. So I'm excited to see this defense, but we'll see how far this offense can progress. I just not very excited about the ceiling of the offense.
Our sound guy's a big Brock Bowers guy. How's he doing? Is he playing H-back over there?
Yeah, I mean they're moving him all over the field. They're really committing to this 12 personnel identity, and he's been impressing people in camp, and he's been uncoverable. So I think he's going to be a treat to watch.
How early, Ted, is too early to take Brock Bowers in a fantasy draft? Because I'm going to be, he was my guy coming out of the draft.
The only problem is he's going to have Gardner Minshew throwing to him, so and he's going to be competing with targets with a lot of different guys like Devontae Adams. So I don't know if I would draft him too early, but I think next year will be the year where he really kind of takes off.
And Ted, before we let you go, appreciate you sharing your time with us.
Yeah, man, thank you.
I was kind of the first on it in this room to say that the Lions will win the Super Bowl, but I think a lot of us have come around in here to believe that this is the year, and it's finally not like just Lions slappy, fans drinking the Kool-Aid. This is our year, kind of. We actually have backing, and we were, in the NFC Championship game last year. Well, what are your odds of Lions actually hoisting the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year?
Sounds so crazy to hear.
What are the odds for the Niners? I'm not good with odds, so
I think they're second or third. I want to say the Niners are.
Well, what is it like? What would that be like? 20-1, like 12-1 or something?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would put them a small notch below the Niners as far as odds to make the NFC Championship. I think the Eagles are going to bounce back and be a contender again, but the Lions are just so complete, and obviously we know what the Niners can do. But yeah, I would say just a small notch below the Niners.
Yeah, right now the Lions are fourth. You got the Chiefs plus 600, the Niners plus 600, the Ravens plus 1,000, and the Lions at plus 1,200.
Wow.
Interesting. I think I would put them over the Ravens. The Ravens lost a lot of talent. I think losing Mike McDonald is a huge deal. So, yeah.
Yeah, they lost some offensive linemen, too. I don't remember who
Kevin
they replaced
Zeitler.
them with. Yeah, Zeitler, one of them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Ted, man, I appreciate you. Did you watch any Bears tape? I've been kind of sad about Austin Booker. I want him here as a Lion, and I see him in Chicago making plays. Is it just cleanup, or is there something to be worried about here as a Lions fan?
I haven't watched a ton of Austin Booker. Whenever I watch the Bears, I've been watching a lot of Caleb Williams. I mean, they're a team to be excited about, but like I said before, I don't think they're going to be a team that really challenges the Lions, especially early on.
Ted, man, I appreciate you taking the time. Again, Ted got his own YouTube channel where he breaks down plays. I was checking it out. He put out some stuff as recently as yesterday. Also writes for The Athletic, and he has his own podcast, Just Win Podcast. Any sleepers this year for rookies or MVPs? Anything you got coming up that you want people to check out?
Sleepers for rookies. You mentioned all my channels. I write for The Athletic, obviously. Maybe Jalen Polk from the Patriots. I know people aren't talking about the Patriot receivers a lot, but every time I've seen him, he seems like he makes a lot of plays, and he's a very developed receiver. So maybe he could make an instant impact.
Ted, man, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man.
Real quick, chat's asking, best quarterback in the NFC North.
Best quarterback in NFC North. Maybe you guys won't like me for this, but I think Jordan Love is going to be that guy.
No, I'm in agreement with you. I did that to troll the chat.
That's terrible.
Hey, Ted, appreciate you, man. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ted.
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
You, man.
Ted's the man, dude.
Make sure you guys give him a follow if you guys enjoy that.
As much
real
time
nerd stuff.
As much time as it takes us to just cover the Lions, he's got to do the entire league, man.
Yeah.
Dude's the man. Make sure you go check out his stuff if you haven't, because every time, dude, the Athletic guys They're the best in the business.
They really are.
They take care of it, and they know their craft. So go check out Ted's stuff. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. And I'll tell you about Premier Pet Supply. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law right here in Birmingham have 10 plus years of experience, plus 24/7 availability. If you scan the QR code or call them at 248-971-0476, they will help you by paying your first filing fee if you tell them to have a wait interest. You need child custody laws, visitation, or just divorce in itself. It's Kevin and Catherine right here in Birmingham, Michigan with KDK Law. By the way, Dispo Dispensary, not only are they a local cannabis plug, but they'll also be hooking you up with $10 off of any purchase of $25 or more. That's Dispo Dispensary. You must be 20 up and older, and visit disposhops.com to find one near you. Whoops. Shout out to Ted Nguyen coming through, joining the show, saving me from a little baseball talk there. However, they're still on the prep sheet because Javi Baez pissed off Unky Neal today.
Yeah,
he had it. He texted the group chat at 11 p.m. last night. It's like, tomorrow's the day. And he got in front of the mic.
Don't come to school tomorrow.
He really did.
Yeah.
Got on the mic, and I actually didn't get to hear it myself, but I just saw the Tigers took him out of the lineup.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he shouldn't have been in the lineup in the first place. They obviously had the renaissance at Wrigley Field with the Cubs, so Javi Baez was kind of given that duty to go in there. He got a standing ovation from the Cubs fans, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then he goes out there and proceeds to strike out 4 times. And he's swinging at balls 10 feet off the plate. He is brought up in spots where you need a hit to win a game, where you have a bullpen day and they allow, 3 runs. And Javi Baez is brought up with the bases loaded, brought up with guys in scoring position, and just absolutely strikes out. So it was terrible to watch. But Eazy, I know you're a big baseball fan, so tell us how did you feel about it?
That's a great point, Eazy.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen
unprofessional.
I've seen a ton of Javi Baez rants. Neal hit every single thing that needs to be said. One thing he really hit on was like that. This is the guy that the young players have to look up to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like you even look at a team like Kansas City, a young team who's trying to build a winning culture, has a guy like Salvador Perez, who's a veteran who still hits, and guys like Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green. And, Neil kept bringing up Torque, which was a great point. This is a guy that's trying to rebuild his career, and he's looking at this veteran who's getting paid $25 million, and he's swinging at pitches in the other batter's box. It's just, I don't get why he's still getting put in the lineup, because like Neil said, it can't be because of the money anymore. Like, that can't be an excuse. Is it because he can make a highlight every 2 weeks and ESPN posts it? Like, is it because he has cool gloves? Like, there's no point in having Javi Baez in your lineup anymore. I don't care about his OPS with runners in scoring position. His OPS overall is 500, and that's not good. Last time I checked. So there's no reason Javi Baez should still be in this lineup. There's no reason Javi Baez should still be in this organization. It's and you hate to say, like, how do I explain this? You hate to wish a man. Just never mind. Nick, go ahead.
This team was 3 games under 500 going into yesterday, and you had another bullpen day. And to be quite honest, they've been doing a phenomenal job in those days where they've had to go to the bullpen. And they scored 3 runs, the Chicago Cubs did. Mm-hmm. Anybody else playing where they put Javi Baez, I think we win this game.
You do win the game.
Spencer Torkelson.
4 for 4.
Like, what are we doing? You want to talk about competing. You want to talk about developing the young guys. You put Javi out there for him and for the other team's fans.
Yeah.
Is that who we are now? Are we a goddamn clown show? Like, really? That's what I'm saying? Are we a goddamn, like, circus? Like, what are we doing? We are trying to get back to 500. I still care about this team. I wish I didn't, but I do. I was pissed off last night seeing Javi go 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts, looking like a goddamn clown. And why the hell why do we keep on putting him out there? I hate it. Honestly, I thought we could have got to 2 games under, and then who knows what could have happened because we got the White Sox next series. Like, I still want this team to be over 500, the young guys to do well, and we're putting out Javi effing Baez. Going 0 for 4, 4K is golden sombrero.
Yeah, if you, I would agree with you. If you put somebody else out there instead of Javi Baez, you probably win that game. Because it seemed like every time he stepped to the plate, it was in a dire situation with men on base, down a couple runs, just needing something to happen, and he strikes out. And I can't continue to see this. Like, he needs to be gone. And I think a big part of what Neil was talking about. Somebody in the chat, I think Let's Go Red Wing Sparty said it, like, your whole thing with Scott Harris and AJ Hinch and what they're doing is preaching plate discipline. Preaching, strike zone discipline, not swinging outside of the strike zone,
Big facts.
Making people work to get you out, making people work to give you strikes. And you put Javi Baez out there, and he's swinging at stuff 2 feet out of the zone. Like, you have to practice what you preach, and he should not see another at-bat for the rest of the year. I don't care. I don't give a fuck how much you're paying him, Chris Ilitch. Javi Baez should not see the field for the rest of the year. It's embarrassing when he's out there. He's a detriment to the team. He's a detriment to these young guys. Like, imagine, and Neil said, imagine being Spencer Torkelson. Having to fight for everything you got, having to fight to claw your way back in to get another opportunity in the MLB. After being 1-1, being sent down, being at the bottom of your career, building yourself back up, getting out there, having a 4-hit game, and then you see this schmuck out there making $25 million a year, swinging and shit 10 feet out of the zone. Yeah. It would be laughable if I was Spencer Torkelson or any of those guys that are trying to fight for a spot. You're Jace Young. You just get brought up. You got a game-winning RBI. You're looking at this like, this is the guy that was keeping me from being on this team for this long? This is the guy I was losing major league at-bats to, was because this fucking clown show was getting brought out there? It's stupid.
Pizza,
and
bitch.
Look, I don't put any blame on AJ Hinch here because we had this conversation, and I think I was on an island. Actually, I think Chris was with me. This is why I think the Pistons are going to make the playoffs before the Tigers, because this is ran like a clown show. I mean, if let's say Tom Gores spent his money. Actually, this already happened with Monty Williams. Bought him out. There's no reason Javi Baez should still be on this major league roster. There's no reason Chris Ilitch shouldn't waive him and eat that contract. There has to be something where either Scott Harris and Chris Illich are telling Hinch that you got to play him because of the money or something. Like, there's no reason he should still be on this roster. It's a clown show. This is an example of what's been happening with the Tigers and why we've been in a 10-year rebuild. It blows my mind that Javier Baez is still going to get at-bats for this team.
It's a detriment to the fans. It's a detriment to the other players. It's a detriment to the game of baseball that Javi Baez is still being trotted out there with this dog and pony show. And, oh, look at him in Chicago. Oh, they gave him a fucking standing ovation. I don't give a shit. Get him off my team. Get him off my roster. He should not, like I said, he should not get in a bet the rest of the year. I don't want to see him take another bat because it's embarrassing at this point.
Exactly. It's a slap in the face to all these fans that are still watching. Like, yes, you did call up all of these young guys. It's basically all of our stars from our AAA team right now. And you're just putting them out there to go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. And he is doing the same exact thing he's been doing for over a year and a half now. And it's swinging at sliders away that I couldn't hit with the goddamn golf club. Like, there's not a chance he's hitting it. He's just he whacks at the ball. He still looks like the same guy who has not learned a single goddamn thing, and you're giving him $25 million to do so.
Yeah,
he cannot be on the team next year, without a doubt. He shouldn't even be on the team today.
No, he shouldn't. He should have been cut like months ago. And Steve O'Baby, I don't know if you're joking or not, but he says, yeah, but Spencer, who are they going to get? Scott Harris isn't going to trade him based off of an 0-4 start.
That's
you're not trading him. You are designating him for assignment. You are cutting him. You are eating that $60 million or whatever you owe him, and you are cutting him from your baseball team.
Termination.
You couldn't trade him for anything. You wouldn't get anything
Dombrowski
for
couldn't get rid
Javi
of that
Baez.
contract.
Yeah. No, you're not trading him. You're cutting him, and you're letting him go, and you're putting a warm body in his spot. I believe anybody in this room here would be a better player than Javi Baez.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
And what did he say after the 0 for 4 game?
Yeah.
Did you not watch the past 3 years also?
Yes.
Where he was the worst player in baseball for every single year, and for some reason there's some fans that still hold on to some sort of hope, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. And we joke like with the Baez's back stuff. That actually pisses me off because like we have to make a joke of it when he goes 2 for 4 with the double.
Yeah.
Like that's how terrible he's been.
It's the only way to live with it.
It is, and it's annoying, and he is so bad where you have to, like I said, joke when he has one good game.
It's like the guy at the bar that jokes about his wife going out and cheating on him, and his laughing turns into tears. That's how we are with Javi Baez.
Yeah.
Javi's back.
Javi's back. Well, we're going to go into Around the Diamond after this, but first let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with a friendly, knowledgeable staff and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know that all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training for no extra cost? Or you get the black card and get UC amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, massage chairs, all that good stuff. Just go to planetfitness.com to sign up. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And let me tell you about the Lions coverage we got this year. The watch parties, 10 minutes pre-kickoff, going until the end of the game. It's going to be live at Hayes Social. It's the best place. So you can come out there, have a good time with us. The heavyweights are going to be rocking. And, of course, the post-game show with Stick and Anson immediately following the games. All of this to bring to you guys the best Lions coverage in the state for the greatest season in Detroit Lions history. It is presented by Sabbath Coffee Roasters, and it's going to be a great year. Come out and join us and have fun for the pregame show, the postgame show, the live watch parties, and, of course, Woodward and me.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supplies has everything that your pet can dream of. And guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Are you tired of the same old Detroit sports?
Merch.
Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click that shop tab today, and browse what they got. They got a whole bunch of Woodward Sports hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the famous Boo Them Kids, Stoked Not Scared, all of that. Go to woodwardsports.com, click the shop tab today, and get covered. And head to Gear Detroit. I blew it. I was going to say head to Detroit merch, and I messed it up at the end. Merch!
Oh, it happens, man. I'm telling you, Chris texted the group chat last night. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
That's bad for his image.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to record a video.
Chris had a good time last night. He said he was messed up when he got home.
Oh. No, I was fine. I wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Did you wake up a little groggy?
No, I woke up fine, but like I was feeling it because I don't indulge in that, so I was feeling it.
What a time we had.
All right. My question is, was it a lot? Because I only had the one drink. I don't know if that's like a lot or a little.
10 mgs does it to me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, 10 G's put me on my ass. So I mean,
Justin drank like 5
It's different for everybody. That's the thing.
I think
he was pounding those.
Justin said he had like 5.
What's going on here?
Yeah, dude, he brought us two, like a second one. I'm like, I'm drinking another one of those, bro. Like, you got me fucked up right now.
I saw him at the parking lot, and he goes, dude, he's like, dude, look. And he had one of those things on the tables.
Tea times?
No, those little like trophies they had on the tables.
Oh yeah.
He's like, dude, look. It's like nice.
Yeah,
bro.
He's fried out of his mind.
Justin was cooked yesterday for sure. He walked up to me like in the middle of the while we were live, and like he's standing right next to me, right off the screen. He's like, "How's that cigar?" I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good, man."
Bro's in his backyard.
He was cooked. It was pretty funny.
Shout out to Justin. Shout out to John Daly.
Man.
Shout out to Hyman.
Hell of a venue.
Shout out to Darren,
Dog, that
Sean,
was up.
Claude, all those guys.
Yeah,
honestly, one of the best venues or one of the best events I've ever been to. Not a wedding.
Food was phenomenal.
Food was phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, those ahi tacos.
Bro.
Man.
The ladies were out.
Dude, that one Hyman girl.
Light skin one.
Yeah.
Lord.
Jeez.
Yep.
Like
that's
LJ's got a good lineup.
Yeah. They come off the bench.
That Hyman lineup is crazy too.
Like that lineup is like that's the type of shit like motherfuckers went to war for.
Yeah.
Like villages were rated for like women.
I would burn a village for
you know what? Let me hit that.
And that one guy, shout out to him, the guy in the red shirt that brought the shorty with the match. So
yeah.
everyone knew, like, hey, this one's mine over there. Yeah. That's smart because there's enough rich people there and famous people to, lose your girl to.
Mic drop, I win, you lose.
That course looked unreal.
Yeah, it was a beautiful spot.
I mean, it was.
Oh, it was so sick.
Wabi Country Club in Bloomfield Hills. If you guys don't know what we're talking about. By the way, we gotta get that John Daly interview up. I'll do it tonight.
How about the guy who's the?
We grab the Ted one too.
He's the owner of the Orchards.
Last night?
I was talking to him. Yeah,
it's cool.
Told me to come out and play whenever I want.
The Orchards?
Yeah.
It's right by my house.
Oh,
so I'm playing it the day before Labor Day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cool guy.
And shout out to the Sax.
I was chatting him up with him and D-Mac.
Amy Decker.
Shout out to Amy Decker. She was rolling on something.
Yeah, she's rolling. You got to be doing what she was doing that entire time, man.
Yeah, she was probably off like a gram of shroomies or something.
For sure. She's like, yeah, I'm vibing.
Not confirmed, though.
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
Cannot confirm.
I mean, I'm pretty confirmed.
Yeah, you know how many artists are, musicians. She might have a professional career outside of that, though. So I guess, yeah.
What did she call Broder? Because you were like, you call him what?
I said Matthew Broder or Matt.
Yeah, it was like Matthew or Matt.
Yeah, I always
like,
call him Broder. I think everybody calls him Broder, even the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it is. All right, we have Around the Diamond with Detroit Lions again, or Detroit Tigers again. You want to put on some tunes for this one, Nick? Go ahead.
All right, first question of Around the Diamond. Will the Tigers actually pay someone of substance this offseason?
I think so.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say no. I don't think they will.
No?
I think it's going to be similar moves of what they've been doing in the past. I think they have a lot of confidence in these young guys, which some of them have given them reason to. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter have both had great seasons, but no, it's sounding like we're playing the long game here with these guys. And when we're, I don't really know Scott Harris's plan, to be honest. But I mean, the fact that he's like drafting high schoolers and stuff makes it seem like he's a big fan of the youth, and I don't think he's gonna pay for someone to take at bats away from a guy like Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Jace Jung, Malloy when he comes back up. So no, I'm gonna say no.
I think, hell yeah, you definitely have to. You kept Skubal for a reason. You need to compete for this division next year. Yeah, the Guardians took off. Yes, the Twins look great. Yes, the Royals look phenomenal as well, but that doesn't stop. That does not stop what you have to do. They spent $14 million on Flaherty. They spent $11.5 on Canna, and they spent $12 on Maeda. Maybe instead of going $11.5 on Canna and $12 on Maeda, you put those guys together for a legitimate piece to help this team win. You went cheap and you got cheap. How about you go for the big dog, over $20 million? I would actually look at two guys. Walker Buehler or a Max Fried. When it comes to this pitching staff, let them get in here with Chris Fetter and take this staff to a different level. And then when it comes to hitting, I've mentioned this name a lot. Christian Walker or a Pete Alonso on offense. Pete Alonso probably out of the price range to be competing with like Yankees or the Mets, but a Christian Walker would help this team significantly either in the DH spot or at first base.
Well, I guess we need to kind of put a definition on spending. Because, like, Pete Alonso would be spending.
How many over $20 million players?
I mean, that's probably one. I mean, right? I mean, if Walker Buehler's not going to be $20 million, I think Walker Buehler will be cheap, kind of coming off an injury and struggling a little bit. That'd be a great signing for us, I think. Like a depth pitching piece, and maybe Fetter can turn his career around like he did with Flaherty. But like, I think, like, a guy like Alonso, that'd be spending. But if you're just getting like supplement pieces like we did last year, like giving 13 to Canna and whatever we gave to Urshela, that's not spending. Like if you're gonna spend, you gotta, you know, I hate to say it, but you gotta compete with like the Yankees and stuff when it comes to spending money. Yeah. That's what I think spending is.
What about a Willie Adames? Can I interest you in Willie Adames?
You can interest me in Willie Adames.
I want it.
I would love that if you just cut Javi Baez and fill that spot with Willie Adames. This is a guy who's got, I believe he's got like 25 maybe home runs this year. He's a good bat. He's obviously a right-handed bat that you could fit in that lineup in between all those lefties. You got a veteran that is actually worth a shit. This is a guy that I would love to see on the Tigers if you could go out there and grab him. I don't think they're going to spend the money, though. I would be extremely surprised if they paid a Willie Adames or if they paid a Pete Alonso even. I think they're going to do the cheap route again and get three guys for like $10 million.
2 years, $45 million. Willie Adames, you doing it?
I would do that in a heartbeat, yes.
Same. I don't know if that's what it would take to get done, but I would 100% do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, unless you think Sweeney's the guy,
which he's not.
You got to get a shortstop.
Yeah.
I mean that should be that is number one priority going into the offseason.
All right, next question. Is Montero a future piece?
I think he caps out as a fifth starter easy.
No.
I think we just got.
My bad.
No,
He's looked great. Montero's looked great over these past couple starts, but I think we just got to look at, you know, what it looks like fully healthy. So Skubal, Mize, Olsen, does Manning come back? I mean, I would love for Montero to be, you know, the fourth or fifth starter, or if we go out and get a guy like Walker Buehler that kind of blocks Cater Montero from being in that starting rotation. He's pitched his way, I think, recently to put him in the conversation of being a part of the future plans, but it's kind of that pitching staff's a little bit clogged, even with the departure of Flaherty and Maeda being the worst pitcher of all time when he starts, who's looked great out of the bullpen recently, Maeda. But yeah, I think the rotation's a little clogged for a guy like Montero to get a spot.
I think he's a fifth starter, tops.
Yeah, I
on a good team. On a good team.
I think on a good team he's a fifth starter. But I could see him being a bullpen piece on this team when, you know, if next year, like you said, hopefully next year the rotation is Tariq Skubal, Jackson Jobe, Reese Olson, Casey Mize, and then you're looking at somebody, maybe you bring in a fifth starter as a veteran guy, and then Montero can be a piece coming out of the bullpen possibly. But I don't think he'll be a starter for the Tigers when they're good, no. And let's go to break. Tell us about the Boys and Girls Club, Chris. Mailbag.
The Boys and Girls Club is the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in the locations of Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation are provided, all with the chance to play the championship at Ford Field where the Lions play. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Guardian Alarm provides you with customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. Call them anytime, day or night, and no Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And, of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security is their technology. It's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Chris, do you have the before and after of Mike McDaniel?
Oh, yeah.
The Miami Dolphins coach.
Dude, this is how I would be 3 weeks into Miami. Are you
3
kidding
weeks
me?
into Miami. Exactly. I saw the quotes out there already. I think this one was captioned, 2 years in Miami, this guy's already looks like a coke dealer.
Yeah.
Here's Mike McDaniel, his first day on the job.
Said he went from tech support to cocaine kingpin.
Yes. Dude. I mean, it's Miami. He actually dealt with a substance abuse issue with alcohol.
Hey, Charles.
He's been very open about that back when he was working with Denver. Miami's kind of crazy of all places when you get your opportunity. It's Miami, knowing that the history. Yeah. I mean, they're so picky when it comes to players in those situations, although players are getting paid a lot more. But you still think the leader of your organization, I mean, I don't think he's on anything like that.
Yeah, didn't he write a book about being...
Yeah, I mean, he may have. I don't know about a book. I just know that he had him. I just watched a quick interview on YouTube one day.
He wrote the OJ book, what if I did it?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, if I did it.
Hey, we know one thing.
He's taking mugshots.
We know one thing he did do.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely ripping
on the sidelines.
On the sideline. Yeah. He's a legend. Absolute legend. Yeah, I had to get that out there. Nick, we got some college football stuff. We're going to save it for tomorrow, but as of now, we're going to do mailbag. The first one we got. What's the new tradition when the Detroit Lions win a game for Woodward? Oh, we no longer have that crazy Kool-Aid guy. I don't know.
You guys will be the one on the post. You guys will be the one on.
I don't know, man. I just got offered a job on Sundays. I don't know if I'm happy about it, to be honest with you.
Slamming beers. I'll slam a beer.
We'll slam actual Kool-Aid that's mixed with liquor. And we're going to get a sponsor for the liquor.
There you go. There you go. Are you going to be here for the watch parties?
Watch parties are at Hayes.
I mean, obviously, I can't for the home games. I'll be down at the games.
Yeah.
But the away games, dude, Hayes is like an hour plus from where I'm at. So I'll have to pick out a few.
Damn. It's a good spot.
I've heard nothing but great things. Hey, socials, check it out.
Check it out. Shout out. Hey, social. We had another mailbag from our guy Chase Amley in the Woodward Sports chat. He asked, if you could achieve any athletic feat / accomplishment, what would you want to succeed at? Like example, running a sub 4 mile or bowling a 300. UFC champion. Is that like crazy? What weight class? I mean, I'd be in heavyweight. I'd be in heavyweight for sure. But like an ideal weight class for my size, I'd have to cut a shit ton down and be at like flyweight, bantamweight maybe.
I'd want to win a gold medal.
And what?
Swimming.
Yeah,
I feel like just winning a gold medal for USA would be sick.
Nick?
American Cornhole League.
Nice.
Yeah. Elite drinking.
I mean, that's
like
doable.
it's like a tailgate game, and shout out tailgate wins.
I'm gonna go pool.
Plus, I'm pretty good.
The people that are good at pool, like at the dives and stuff, it's the coolest thing ever.
Being a chess grandmaster would be cool too. Does that not count? Is that all right?
Slapbox champion. You seen those?
Yeah.
You seen those
chess.
slapbox champions?
You're talking pool, bro.
Dude, pool. Okay, what's cooler? Realistically,
chess, bro.
Chess.
Bitches love
or pool?
chess.
Yeah, but the girls hate a good pool player. They
Really?
love them.
I don't know.
Girls
They
hate
do.
good pool players?
He's saying that facetiously.
Yeah.
You talking about like the with the cue ball and shit?
Yeah.
Chicks love.
Yeah,
pool
he
players.
was saying that. Yeah, because girls hate good pool. He's saying it like that.
Yep.
You guys don't know him yet?
You go to the bar and you're running the table.
Yeah.
You get some looks.
Yeah, that's the point. He was saying it sarcastically.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why you think that, Caleb. No, Chris, best ball is.
Yeah. No, Chris, you suck.
Mailbag, if you could see the
Dark
number of
champion.
anything you have consumed over the course of your entire life, what would it be? An example, milligrams of caffeine, nicotine.
Damn, that's a good question.
How many pizza you've eaten?
Beers drank.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I think it's. I just want to know how many beers I've drank.
Is this
Or
what you
blunt
would,
smoked.
Is this what you would want to see or not want to see?
No,
Yeah,
I'd be
sure.
proud of a high number.
I
for
would
beers.
too.
Yeah.
Blunt smoked would be a good one too.
Yeah, it's a caffeine or weed. Probably caffeine. I actually don't smoke that often.
I don't. Well, I used to smoke a lot.
I used to smoke a lot, but
I'm not a caffeine guy. I don't be
yeah, you don't.
energy drinks. I don't do that. I've never been an energy drink guy.
So cool.
Yeah, caffeine guy. Some of my friends, well, never mind. Yeah, caffeine. And for you, beer.
Yeah, beers drank would be.
Beers drank is the go-to.
What about word said?
Word said?
That'd be crazy.
Word said would be cool.
Who do you think has the highest word count in this room? Caleb.
One of us probably. I mean, we do this for a living.
Yeah.
Words per
Definitely you
day.
guys,
would be
no,
cool. What's
definitely
up?
not me.
Yeah.
Who you putting your money on?
Oh, missed opportunities. I wouldn't want to see that.
No, that's sad as
That
fuck.
would be
man.
sad. Yeah, it's like
Oh my god.
400 and says, oh, fuck. God damn it.
I put Chris up there. When Chris talks, you just don't shut up.
That's true.
Grab K Pod.
Grab K Pod.
What's that?
Subscribe, baby. Check
Is
it out.
that real?
5 stars.
That was real. I don't do things fake, Caleb.
Well,
I'm sure Braylon that video. All right, we are out. Make sure you guys run it back. If you guys missed an interview with Ted Nguyen, we broke down the NFC North. Sounds like he's a Lions guy.
Yeah, I did
some
start
happy
singing
here.
the Soviet album or anthem because our Russian cleaning lady just came running
is
down.
that what that was?
Yeah, she was just running down Woodward.
Yeah.
So
She's Ukrainian, I thought.
probably got the call. Close enough. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate y'all tapping
They're
in.
literally at war.
For Easy, for Nick, for Caleb, for Chase, for Chris.
There's definitely a
I'm
difference.
Spencer. We're the heavyweights. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.